Hello everyone. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to backfill GA4 data in BigQuery. Now you may be asking, why do you need to backfill GA4 data? By default, the GA4 data is imported from the date you first connect your GA4 property to your BigQuery project. So if you want to import historical GA4 data in BigQuery, then you need to backfill GA4 data. There are two methods to backfill GA4 data in BigQuery. One is native integration provided by Google, and one is third-party paid connector. When you backfill GA4 data in BigQuery via native integration, you're not actually importing raw GA4 historical data. What you are actually importing are pre-aggregated summary tables and views, which reflect GA4 reports. So backfilling GA4 data in BigQuery via native integration is not a replacement for raw data export. So that's one big disadvantage of backfilling GA4 data via native integration. Once you create a data transfer, you're going to see such type of tables and views under your data set. For example, P_GA4_ audiences BigQuery table and a BigQuery view like GA4_ audiences. And this table and view reflect the GA4 report name audiences. Likewise, P_GA4_ conversion BigQuery table represent the GA4 report name conversions and so on. Now there are a lot of downsides of using summary tables and views. First is these summary tables and views are built from GA4 report data and not from raw GA4 data. Because of this reason, they inherit the same limitations as GA4 user interface or data API. Because you will be dealing with so many summary tables and view, it is naturally going to increase your query cost, slow down the performance, and increase complexity in managing consistent logic across various views. According to Google, this feature is still in public preview state, which means you will use it at your own risk. So this feature is not available for production environment. You can also backfill GA4 data in BigQuery via third-party paid connector like Supermetrics. The advantage of doing that is that you can actually import raw historical GA4 data instead of pre-aggregated summary tables and views. Before you can backfill GA4 data in your BigQuery project, you would need a Google Cloud Platform with billing enabled. You would need a BigQuery project with billing enabled where you're going to store your GA4 data. You would need to connect your GA4 property with your BigQuery project. Now one important point about creating the new data transfer is that when you create a new data transfer, it does not affect your existing raw GA4 data exports. Now I will show you how to create a new data transfer. Navigate to your Google Cloud Platform. Click on this hamburger menu. Under BigQuery, click on Data Transfers. Click on this Create Transfer button. Select your data source from the drop-down menu. So I will select Google Analytics 4. Here you will have to enter your GA4 property ID, which you can copy it from here and paste it here. Click on Continue. Now here you will have to specify the data set. Click on the text field. Click on Create New Data Set. Here you can enter your data set name, and here you can use the settings you want to use, and then click on this Create Data Set button. Since I have already created a data set, I'm not going to create a new data set. So I created this new data set called GA4 native backfill, which I will use. Click on Continue. Now here you need to give a name to your data transfer. So let's name it native GA4 data transfer. Click on Continue. Specify your schedule options. I will leave the default setting to start now. Mentioning service account is optional. Continue. Enabling email notification if you want to. I will just continue again, and then I will click on this save button to create a new data transfer. Since I have already created a new data transfer, I will not be creating a new one now. Once you have created a data transfer, it's going to look something like this. Click on the data transfer name, and here you can see the current status of your data transfer. So if your data transfer is complete, you're going to see something like the transfer run has completed successfully. If it is pending, you're going to see something like the transfer run is pending. Usually when you create a data transfer, only the current data is imported. So if you want to import more historical data, then you need to click on schedule backfill link, select run for date range, and here you can select your date range. So let's select March 1st and then March 26th, and then click on OK button. Once your data transfer is completed successfully, you can see the new summary tables and views. For that, navigate to BigQuery Studio, click on your project ID, find your dataset. So here you can see all those views which I was talking about earlier. GA4 underscore audiences, GA4 underscore conversions, and these are data tables. You can preview this table and see how the data looks like here. So as you can see, this is all pre-aggregated data. This is not raw data. If you want to learn more about backfilling GA4 data in BigQuery, including using the paid connector, then check out my article on how to backfill GA4 data in BigQuery. That's all for now. Thank you.